You made me. You know who I am. You created all things, have all powers in your hands. My life I live for you. My life I give to you. There's nobody greater. Nobody greater.
With my hands lifted up, my voice will sing your praises. Nobody greater. Nobody greater. With my mouth I will sing. I'll tell the world of your goodness. Nobody greater. Nobody greater.
We bow down to you. We give you all the glory. Mold us in your image. Make us after your heart. Lord, we love you. We'll give you praise. Nobody greater. Nobody greater. Oh,
My hands lifted up,
my voice.
sing your praises. Nobody greater.
Nobody greater.
Nobody greater.
Nobody
My
greater.
mouth I will sing.
And Lord,
I'll
praise.
tell the world of your goodness. Nobody greater.
Nobody greater. Lift your praise.
My hands lifted up, my voice will sing your praises. Nobody greater.
Nobody greater. Nobody
My
greater.
mouth I will sing. I'll
Okay.
tell the world of your goodness. Nobody greater.
Nobody.
Nobody greater.
Oh.
Who can stand
Yeah.
before his throne?
Nobody greater.
Nobody greater.
No.
Nobody greater than you. Who can stand?
Baby strong.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of I'm Out of the Box. And I am your host, Apostle T. Roy Jenkins. Each week, we come on and we talk about subjects that are powerful, insightful, relevant, sometimes controversial. And so we're going to continue on a subject that we talked about last week, and that is who's raising our children. Yes, who's raising our children? We have a special guest with us this morning, Prophet Daryl Nixon, great young man in the kingdom. He's doing some wonderful things, and we thank God. We're going to pick up talking about the foster care system. Black children in the foster care system. And I gave out some information last week, and we're going to talk about it. I said that Black children are significantly overrepresented in the U.S. foster care system. And it's a system. You got to understand that. It's a system. It's an industry. Black children comprise 22% of the foster youth population, despite us making up only 13.6 of the general population. You understand that Black children are overrepresented. There's racial disparities. Black children are nearly twice as likely as white children to spend time in foster care. And we're going to talk about all of the things that leads up to that. Okay. The investigations into Black households are significantly higher than those of white households. And then when the investigations are concluded, the Black child is usually taken out of the home quicker and put into the foster care system than any other group. So we understand there's a problem here. There's a problem. Our children, a lot of our children, are being raised by foster parents, which is not the traditional household with the mother and the father. Okay. Now, I tell you this, as a pastor, as a young man coming up in the church, I knew many wonderful foster care parents. Yes, the church encouraged foster care parents. And as the church does, so do I. We're going to talk about getting involved in the foster care system. It's a great way to receive income, but gotta tell you, everybody is not built for this. Everybody is not able to do this. And so, we're going to talk to Prophet Nixon. He's a foster care parent, and he's going to tell us about his experiences and different things like that. So, take the time now to like, share, invite, subscribe so that you'll know when a new episode of I'm Out of the Box is being uploaded. This is a podcast of real talk, powerful insight, and kingdom solutions. So hold on, and we'll be right back. All right, everybody. We have our special guest this morning, Prophet Daryl Nixon. He's a great young man of God doing great things in the kingdom, and we're bringing him on now. So, good morning, Prophet. How are you?
Good morning, Apostle. Thank you for having me on your platform. It's an honor and a privilege to be here this morning.
Yes. And so we thank God for you. Now, I have just a few questions, and we're going to frame the conversation around those questions. So, the first one I want to ask you this morning is, what were your reasons for becoming a foster parent?
Well, I was inspired by my mom. I traveled with her to the Covenant House for young people. I was into youth advocacy. I worked with youth and young adults with disabilities. And so I always had a heart for the young people and to make a difference, make a change.
Mm-hmm. So your mom was a foster parent, or?
Yeah, she was She was a foster parent. She was the vice president. It's closed down now. She was the vice president of Louise Wise in New York City.
All right. So, like, you're like me. I came up around a lot of wonderful foster care parents. In the church, that was something that a lot of the mothers and fathers of the church did.
Yes.
And, it offered a lot of opportunities to foster kids, that otherwise wouldn't have had them.
Yeah.
So your mom was one of the people that influenced you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, what has been your experiences personally being a foster parent?
It's definitely not something for the weak. A lot of ups and downs. You have to stay in your prayer game. Your prayer life must be up to par because it's really nobody on your side. They have social workers. They have different things, but they don't really have anybody to, I say, check on the foster parents, or it's really nobody on your side. And so
you feel like you're doing it independently, or
yes,
without help.
I'm sorry.
From what I understand, a lot of these agencies say that they provide help and resources, but you're saying that's not necessarily the case.
Not really. It's like you have to stay on them. Their best interest is for like the birth parents and things like that, but I don't think they really have kids' interests at heart. They don't do what's best for the kids. As far as my experience.
Yes. I understand that there are agencies that have agendas.
Yes.
They have agendas. They have their mission statement often says that it's their policy to reconnect the child with the birth parents. And in some cases, that's not always beneficial to the child. You know,
Apostle,
yeah,
Apostle. Another thing I want to pinpoint is they'll require your license plate, they'll require your physical, they'll require all this stuff from you, but they'll send these children home overnight with their parents with no bed. They don't care how they come home. And so it's just they don't have the best interest at heart for the kids.
you know, and this is not in my notes, but you know, one of the things I want to ask you is, how do you feel this affects the child, the well-being of the child, in the long run?
It messes with their instability because you're going from having a bed, you're going from having resources, you're going to nothing. Not saying that's all. Not saying that's not all the foster parents, birth parents, but you have a lot of you create instability in the child. You create confusion.
One of the things I have been saying is that when I hear people say, well, when they see our children, black children, acting out in the streets or in the mall or whatever, you know, the first thing people want to say is, what's going on with the parent? Where's the parent? They want to blame the parent. But there's so many of our children that are being raised in the foster care system. And so, like you say, this system births instability, you know, which causes children to, as I say, go from having social skills to survival skills. They'll do whatever they have to do
Yes.
to survive. They use instinct like animals more than intellect. You know, people that are raised in traditional homes that have stability. You know, every night you know where you're going. You know, this is your room or this is your bed or whatever. We're taught to be social. You know, to get along, to communicate. But these kids, every night, like you say, they don't know where they're going to be. You know, they could be removed at any time.
Yeah.
And so they have to learn how to survive. They have to learn how to make it.
And I'm so glad you said that word remove, because it's a money grab now to me. Because kids are being removed from foster home to foster home to foster home. And a lot of times, Apostle, they have friends in the agency, and I guess they want to put money in people's pocket. And so they move these kids you could be moved from home to home to home to home. You could be in a good home and they remove you because they have friends in the system that's working, and I call it a money grab. And so the kids are not safe.
It's a system.
Yeah.
And so, you know, with any system, somebody is going to benefit. Somebody's gonna be making money, and I can understand. Yeah, if I'm a social worker, and I have a friend or a buddy that's a foster parent, I'm gonna make sure that, you know, I give them, you know, children.
Yes.
Even though somebody else may be more qualified or have a better arrangement.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to steer those kids to my buddy, to my friend. You know, as many black foster parents that I know of personally, and you do too, you know, I would to God that so many more would get involved in the foster care system.
Yes.
Because it's needful. We need men and women that are, like you say, that have their prayer life together, you know, that are emotionally stable, because Prophet, everybody is not emotional.
And get in touch with your parishioners, get in touch with your commissioners, and let them know what's going on in these agencies, because that's what I've been doing. And so I think my agency now that I'm with is under investigation because I got in contact with the higher ups.
Right.
Because I know people I know people that have a foster child right now that their birth parents don't even see them. They're ready to give them back to parent. And so it's
Yeah.
and like I was telling you yesterday off the record, it's a lot of people also in that's workers now that's I think too young, and they don't have a mind for the young people, a mind
Maturity.
for children.
Right. They don't have
Very
the
young.
maturity that it takes. Now,
And immature.
of course, now I'll say this and I'll be transparent.
Uh-huh.
When my son was born, okay,
Mhm.
I got married when I was 18,
Mhm.
and my son was born when I was 19.
Uh-huh.
And as often, I agree with this statement that children don't come with instruction. When you get a package from Amazon, if it needs assembly, it has the instructions in it, right?
Yes.
But when kids come, they don't have any instruction. And so, I was raising my son, based on my limited knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
right, at the time. Of course, I'm in my 60s now, so
Yeah.
to raise a child now would be totally different for me. But there takes a level of maturity and
Yes.
discipline, and I think that's a problem too with some of the parents. You want to be the disciplinarian,
Mm-hmm.
but in many cases they're not disciplined themselves.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not stable in your own life, then it's difficult to bring discipline and stability in the life of the child. And I see what you're saying with these social workers and different things, even though they're in the position, but some of them are not mature enough to handle it.
Apostle, and in my agency, what I saw, you can't tell the social workers from the birth parents. They look just as crazy as them, and you be like, at least wear a name tag or an ID badge or something so people can see who you are. You don't know who's who
Right.
in a lot of these agencies.
And children look at that.
Mm-hmm.
I know you and I look at that
Yes.
from our perspective, but the children see that too.
Yes.
That there's disorder. There's undisciplined, if that's the word. And let me tell you, you know what that says to the child? Well, they made it. They're in a position of authority.
Yes.
So I could be the same way.
Mm-hmm.
The same way. Yeah. Those are lessons that children are taught, and it's unfortunate, but we don't even think sometimes what we're doing, how we're presenting ourselves, that's going to affect these children. Yep.
And for years and for years and for years, because of the immaturity and because people don't have the heart for children, these kids are dragged through the system for years and never adopted. Like you said, they age out.
Right. We're going to get to that in a moment. Yeah. Could you imagine? Well, I can't even imagine, but being in the foster care system like that and seeing that over and over and over and over and over again. And then by the time, like you say, you're 17, 18 years old, you're aimless. You don't.
Yeah.
Wow. And, the thing is, right, Prophet, is that what I'm trying to convey to the audience is that a lot of times we see our children acting out. And there are causes behind this. Listen, I pointed out that Black children are removed from their home, from their parents, at a higher rate than white children. Even when the investigation proved to be the same,
Yes.
the courts are quicker to take a Black child out from their home and put them in foster care than they are white children.
Exactly.
And so we have a whole generation of children that are unstable, antisocial, And because they exhibit antisocial behavior, they're introduced to drugs, you know,
Hmm.
Ritalin, and I wish my sister was on because she knows them all. I know Ritalin because I've had some experience with children that were on Ritalin, but these drugs,
Xanax,
huh? I'm sorry,
Xanax,
Xanax, yes,
E
yes,
pills. Because when you put your child on the medications and they can start going to therapy, after a while, that spirit comes in and they want, they want that high, they want that. So, like you said,
right.
that leads to other addictions.
And Prophet, I may bring you on a later episode to
Hmm.
discuss this part,
Hmm.
that children that are introduced to these drugs early, right?
Uh,
Like you say, eventually it leads to you know uh, recreational drug use, right? But
yes.
also uh, once a child is uh, uh, labeled as special or special needs or whatever,
Hmm.
then the federal government, right? Because SSI is federal,
Hmm.
uh, they automatically jump in and say to the parents, well, you qualify for SSI,
Hmm.
which is almost the ghetto American Express card. Because if you get SSI, you could also get food stamps
Hmm.
and all these other benefits.
Yes.
Um, and so there's a financial incentive. This is what I'm
Hmm.
trying to say. It's a financial incentive to put these children uh, on these drugs, you know.
Hmm.
And we're labeling the children, you know, uh, uh, just because the child may have a small behavioral problem or whatever. Now
Hmm.
all of a sudden, he gets labeled once he's in special ed. Yep.
But you know what, too, Apostle, too?
Hmm.
When when they get that label, special needs, and they start taking medication and go to therapy, all that, that's extra money.
Right.
And so
It's,
it's a
it's
money,
higher
like you
rates.
said, it's a system.
It's higher rates.
Yep.
The foster parent receives more money than
Yes.
for a child that is on these type of drugs, has these type of needs,
Hmm.
than for just the child that's not receiving it.
Yep.
So it's an incentive to take in a child that's on these drugs.
Hmm.
Wow, wow, Prophet. I tell you,
And the agency gets the first cut.
oh,
So you imagine how much money they get for these kids.
uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. See, we're going to talk about soon
Hmm.
uh, grandparents that are raising their children, and
Hmm.
that's a whole nother
Yes.
thing. But the fact that many of these children are being taken out of the homes, you
Hmm.
know, the overrepresentation of Black children that are in foster care, it's crazy out here.
Yeah.
Now this question here, we have a few more minutes, and I want to talk to you about this. And you kind of already said some things, but I want you to go into detail. Uh,
Uh-huh.
what is your opinion of the foster care system?
I think it's a system.
Mhm.
I think you have people that have a good heart that want to do it, but after they see, all that's going on, they have a change of heart and a change of mind. I think it's a money grab. And I think it's a lot of people working in social services now and in that field that don't have the heart for the kids. It's sad. They're in it for the money. Even foster parents in it for the money, not doing for the child, not getting the children resources, not taking the kids out on recreation, using the money for other things. And it's just a lot of that going on. And poor children, poor young people are being dragged through the system. And the agency is playing with them and the foster parents. So,
Do you think that more church people or that the ministry should be involved, should be advocating for the foster care system?
Yes, I
Do you
think that.
know? Oh, okay. And I should have said that answer just yes or no. But
Mhm.
what I was going to ask you to that is, do you know any foster care agencies that are run by churches or ministries?
Down south, my friend knew of one. Down south, he was going to get into it, and he had a change of heart. But I know a lot of them in the south. They even had their classes in the church.
Yeah. Perhaps that's something that should happen up here in the north.
But I think more of our parishioners and more of our council people, assembly people, should start checking and seeing what's going on in these facilities and in these corporations, because they're not doing. They don't even come visit the kids.
Hmm.
So
I know plenty of black people that have master's degrees in social work, and I spent 29 years, close to 30 years. I was just a few months shy of 30 years working in the Department of Social Services in New York, and so I know that the city has programs where they could go and get their degree. They encourage people to get their degrees. But I wonder if more of us should look into starting our own foster care agency.
and you know what? We need more foster parent advocates. To advocate, because it's so much crookedness and so much stuff going on that
Wow,
we need more people to advocate.
I see. It's a problem out here, and my heart bleeds,
Yes.
for our young people.
hmm
And there's so many facets to this. We have a brother that's going to be coming on in later episodes, and he's going to talk to us about the educational system, what's going on in our schools, particularly with foster care children, because these children have to go to school. Now, if they
Yes.
don't know where they're going to be staying from night to night, they don't know what school they're going to be going to.
hmm
Oh wow! It's
Apostle, and I don't know if you want to go into the grandma's part, but I'm telling you that I want to show you how quick that they are. I had a young. She came at me about 1.5. She was 1.5, little girl, and she said I kept her for about 4 months. Now she had a living grandmother. They got this girl in the system, still in foster care, took her out of my home, put her in another home. And the grandmother's working, stable, all of that. And they move her from home. They won't release her to her grandmother. Nice house, job, everything stable. And they're keeping this girl in foster care. So she's in court now fighting too.
And you would say that's the money thing.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
a money
At,
grab.
at the end of the day, it's the money thing. The money thing.
Yeah, why is this little girl in foster care and she has a living grandmother?
Right? He could be in the home. He could be in the home. Wow. Prophet, I enjoyed you.
And so I kept, you too, Apostle. And so I kept her in my home, all that time to off the strength of one day she's gonna go to her grandmother. They removed her, put her in another foster home. So,
Wow. We have to pray.
Yes.
We have to pray. Prayer is our only resource.
yes,
That God would speak to our hearts and minds and give us the insight and what we need, to make changes.
yes.
I enjoyed this interview. the
Apostle, thank you so
conversation.
much. Thank you so much. We need more people like you to bring awareness and enlightenment and shine a light on this
Mhm.
topic because it's heartbreaking.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
appreciate
and
you for having
we're
me.
gonna have you back. We're gonna have you back because
Yes,
we didn't cover everything. I,
yes,
I had 3 questions and I asked them, but I want to give you adequate time to
yeah,
come on and say what really needs to be said. You
yes.
know, and I pray that our listeners would hear this and take it to heart. So thank
Yes.
you very much,
Thank
and
you,
to
Apostle, for having
everybody.
me.
Thank you. Thank you. And everybody like, tag, share, invite,
Yes.
subscribe. Subscribe so that you'll know when a new episode is loaded. Have a great and wonderful day, everybody. Thank
And
you.
God bless.